like when my mom went into the phone after yelling at us. Hi.
I always judge my sister for her phone voice.
Everyone has a phone voice.
But my sister's is intense. You're like, oh, and she's like, oh, hi. And I was like, stop being such a suburban mom. Like that's.
Does she love to be a mom?
Yeah, she's like an urbanite stuck in the suburbs, but having a really good time doing it. But then when she answers the phone, I'm like, oh, that's you.
Sweet. All right, we just got the big thumbs up from Lindsay. Everybody's good. Everybody's ready. Everybody's
Good.
swell. You can keep that on the table. It's good.
Whatever, it's cool.
That's cool.
And all of a sudden, this is his rock.
Yeah, it's so now.
All right. So we are back in the studio again after a jaunt at Fan Expo, which was awesome.
What's Fan Expo?
What? Seriously?
Sorry.
Really?
Wow.
That rate is going to be like a 2 hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like a big sci-fi car.
And big side.
Oh,
Not a big sci-fi here.
the question is making more sense to me now.
There you go.
Yeah.
We scored tons of interviews, but then it's always nice to have our guests back because
We haven't been in the studio for a long
and
time.
Katie hasn't been on the show, so we have Katie Boland in the studio tonight. Yeah. And Sue and I were talking about this the other day, how we kind of feel like you're like our little sister, and we like to keep checking in
Oh,
on you
that's
guys.
sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know if that comes over her. That's it. That's the last time she'll be on the show, I bet.
Oh, Katie. I feel like I said that in a really crazy way.
Sweet.
Oh my god.
It's so nice.
It is sweet. Thank you.
And sitting next to you, you've got Tommie-Amber Pirie.
Hello.
I love this round of applause.
I know, it's weird. What's happening? Nobody clap for Michael.
And on the opposite end, we've got Lauren Collins.
Yeah!
That was great.
And sitting back, a returning guest for us as well, Michael Seater. Wow, you got
That was almost a slow clap too. Which
Which is almost better.
It really is.
I'll take some. No, you guys are here because you guys have this awesome web series. It's four episodes in now, called Long Story Short, based on something very autobiographical for you, because we talked about that last time we were on the show. I just watched episode 4 yesterday morning. And my big thing was...
That was an awkward sex scene.
Well, here's the thing. Not only is it an awkward sex scene, but I don't know if my parents know I went through puberty, but your mom shot that.
Well, she didn't actually. I've said this in like every interview.
Yeah, I know. It was like the
she
first
doesn't
question.
direct the sex scenes. To be clear, the DP
Someone should
and
have.
I did. Someone should have.
Not for you.
No.
Because you were thinking about the other actors.
I was thinking about the other
Yeah.
actors. Yeah. Because I thought it would be really weird for the boys. Also because Noah
Not
and I,
weird for you and your mom.
honestly, no, though. I don't think so.
I think it would have, because also sex scenes are so mechanical, like so much more than you think.
Yeah.
But that sex scene was a really funny one to shoot because Noah and I both had never done one before, and it was the first one of the show. And Noah is like a friend, so it was really funny and awkward. It was, but he was really sweet about it.
But it's like, if two of your friends have ever hooked up, they're like, yeah, it was kind of weird. Like,
Yeah.
friends of yours, we got to watch it because
Yeah.
they're good friends
Yeah.
of ours. And like,
You're like, oh, so that.
I can't believe it.
awful.
And it was at her house, too. And so...
In her bed.
In her bedroom. And so it was funny because
So
Gail, we just knew when the sex scenes were coming because Gail would be like, okay, I'm out of here, going. Does anybody want a coffee? Like,
But I feel like, because that one, it was the first one and we had to shoot it from so many angles because it was so awkward. I remember at one point my mom being like, it's done? And Noah was like, oh my
Sock
God.
on the door, Mom. There's a sock on the door.
Sock on the door.
Can I tell you that Noah told me about going home, or he went over to his mom's house that evening for dinner because they had scheduled it, and he went over and he just, because your mom was there and that it was such a weird, awkward sex scene, he felt like so weird about it. And
He told me that.
it was like one of his first days on set, and his mom was like, so how's the show? And he's like, don't want to talk about it. No, tell me. He's like, I'm
really
not
dark.
telling you about it. And then it was like, he didn't finish the food. He's like, I gotta go home.
Yeah.
I gotta go home. That was really
I think
enjoyable.
it's also Noah's like a real sweetheart and the character was like such a D-bag that he was like, he just felt like so creeped out that he acted that way. But that was a long-winded answer to say my mom did not direct the sex scene.
Now, when you wrote it, you based a lot of it on your own life.
Yeah.
Did you come to these guys at the beginning of it and say, I have an idea
Yes.
that I want to do? And
Oh, Well, I sort of wrote like the first episode with all these people in mind, and I'd always like respected them all and thought that they were amazing, and so I think I just like emailed them or sent them Facebook messages being like,
I think that
It was really formal.
I think it was intense.
it was really informal, and I remember Michael being like, well, like, if giving you my name helps, like, sure. But I don't know anything about web series, so I'm not signing on, like, 100%. But then, like, it turned out to be fun and cool, and everyone said yes for sure, which was amazing, because if I didn't have people that were as talented as these 3 individuals, the show would have been so shitty. So I'm really lucky.
But as a credit to Katie, that is basically exactly what I said. But then she said, we have money, we start shooting a month. I was like, can I read a script? And I was like, oh shit, these are awesome, and sign me up, because this is seems like it's going to be a really good show. And I think it is.
I always find, Katie, I always find your work is so mysterious. I always find like it's just like everything's just happening, and then oh my god, there's a novel. And then something's happening, and then oh my god, here's 10 scripts.
And you always how much you have going on, and just like the amount of stuff and projects that you're trying to juggle. You work so chill. Like so.
Do I come across that way?
Yes. I mean, I'm sure you're not all the time.
I would say, like, if you were to talk to, like, my mom or people that see me on a daily basis that I feel comfortable being crazy around, they would be like, you're so stressed out. Like, there's
I mean,
an
I've
issue.
seen you be a little crazy.
Yeah, you've seen me be crazy.
But, like,
but,
even
like,
on set, like, you were just like, you were just, like, chill. Just a real, I feel like that really helped.
That's sweet.
I don't know.
It explains why she cancels so many lunches.
I canceled so many lunches, especially with
That is
Michael, which is
true.
really bad. I apologize.
Yeah,
But I
you
was
go
sick a
way
lot.
back.
Yeah, and Lauren and Tommy to a lesser extent,
Wait, these guys go back. They were all child
like
actors
over
together.
10
Yeah,
years. And
yeah.
Tommy-
There's
No,
sort of
brother
this
five.
group of
Yeah.
like 15 or maybe like 15 young actors in Toronto that all kind of started around the same time and worked on so many of the same projects.
Yeah.
All sort of
And they're
worked
all
together.
cool. Like, I really like all of them. Which
As
is
in
weird.
us?
Every single one.
Us, yeah. But also like the fifth, like I think
Oh,
the group that you're talking about
okay.
are all really nice people.
Most of them.
I'm not gonna mention any names.
But-
So there was like no auditions involved.
No,
really
absolutely
said,
not.
I want
No,
Lauren for
no.
this. I want Tommy
Yeah,
for
because I
this.
also felt like I would feel terrible making people audition because, like, one, I'm friends with them all, and two, like, I already know they're talented and have seen all their work, and I think it's insulting sometimes when people are like, you know them, and they're like, well, audition for this. Like, I get it, but it's like, I knew that they could do it, and I had faith in them, so I would not make them audition.
Well, and I think so often, like, different series or different films and stuff, people do write stuff and go, oh, I know who I want for this, but then you have a studio or a network behind you saying, no,
Interfering.
you must audition,
Yeah.
where you're like, okay, I'm going to go for this person, and then maybe they don't get approved anyways, so that kind of sucks when you've told your friend, I've written this role for you.
Yeah.
But, yeah, well, that was the good grace of this. We didn't have anybody breathing down our necks telling us what to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the beauty of a web series right there.
Exactly.
Nope. Sorry, that was like a. I don't know what that
For a
was.
second, I thought
We
that
should
was a
title.
joke,
We
but-
should name that one. I was gonna say that's what was so exciting about being on
tap.
set. And the
Tommie-Amber Pirie.
yeah, that
The
was
tap.
the tap. About being on set because we could work in that way as well, where it was very much we would be joking around, just having conversation before we shot, and somebody would say something like, you know, deep bag, whatever, and Katie would be like, that's awesome.
Good, keep
Let's
that.
do that, you know. So everything was very new and fresh and exciting, which she was open for that, which was cool.
Which is great, especially, it really fosters a nice creative environment too.
Yeah, well, I
Because I think
remember
locking the
once
four of you in a room and say, come up with something would be freaking hilarious.
with these guys, yeah.
You've got 5 minutes, come back with a script.
Oh my god.
That'd be
Well,
fun.
Michael
We
could
should do that.
We should do that. That would be fun.
Because I feel like we
actually.
just wrote a script out there, not even realizing it.
Isn't there like there's like a film?
24-hour
Yeah,
film.
24-hour film.
That we actually should do that. No, I feel like
do it
that's
this
what
year,
we do.
guys.
Yeah. No, what I think
depressing
felt.
when we don't win, though.
I know.
It's about the
That's
experience,
positive
Mike.
thinking.
It's about the experience.
Positive
God.
thinking.
You're obviously the cheerleader of the team.
Yes, yes.
I'm a very positive person. It may not come off that way.
Anti-Semitic.
Right?
Yeah.
What?
Very positive.
No, he is positive.
Now, do you guys have like a favorite scene or a favorite line that's going to stick with you guys for the rest
Let's go around the table.
We were just talking about that one where you make a drunk phone call and you're like, it's Kristen.
Oh, yeah.
I like can hear myself being like, it's Lauren.
Yeah, it was
hear myself
such
doing
a
that.
good, real, pure moment.
So
I feel like
honest.
I rewound that moment ago. She's like, because you said that you love me. That's what you said.
That has
so
happened
funny.
to me. I've made so many of those phone calls, especially at that point in my life, like just so embarrassing. The next day you're like, I can't believe I called that person and was so honest with them. But favorite lines. I like it when Tommy says, get off my dick.
I was like, what?
I like Dirty Man Stash.
Dirty man says
Yeah.
that is
Stash
one
is
you
good.
made up.
His facial hair creeps me out a little bit.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
serve all that.
Especially his
Yours is good.
porn
I
stars.
like
His
that.
was awful.
so
His was awful. He had to have it for another Adam
Adam
Butcher's.
Butcher's
He had to
favorite.
have it for a movie he was doing.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, and he was like, I'm sorry, but like we can't cut this. Like I'm still doing this movie.
He's like, it took me
I
a
never knew
year to
this.
grow this.
Yeah.
We can't get rid
he
of
was
it.
doing
Or
like
no.
a Wolverine movie. I forget what it's called, but he was like, Katie, man, like I'm so sorry, I cannot do anything about this. I was like, we'll just have to make it work.
But that mixed with the bad suit, and the bad suit was
Right.
scripted.
yeah.
It was a lot.
Totally.
So funny.
I know. Adam is handsome too, but it just
He's a hunk.
he's a hunk. He's a ripped
He
hunk.
just had to work through that.
And I like a lot of the scenes with like Lauren and Michael. Those are some of my favorite scenes too because they're like, I just feel like it's a really real dynamic in
They're so
relationships. They're so
uncomfortable.
sad.
They're so
I love
sad.
those scenes.
I
Yeah,
know,
really
but I
good.
feel like
They're totally
I
sad.
just relate so
They're
much
so
to those
sad.
feelings.
Yeah.
But I just feel like
Yeah, been
I've
there.
seen friends go through those relationships, and I felt they were very honest of like.
I've gone through those relationships.
yeah.
My
when
God.
but like when Dave's talking about his job and he doesn't know if it's what he wants, but it's clearly him not being able to communicate about the relationship, so that's the best he can do.
Yeah.
I found that super interesting and but honest at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, he's being just kind of dishonest. But you know what I'm saying.
All the Hangover breakfast scenes were so,
Were so
much fun.
And we
basically
shot them
I
so
was
did it
really
like
jealous I never
2
got to
days.
do one.
It was like 2 full mornings. We
Yeah.
started at like the crack of dawn.
Yeah.
It was
Before
so
dawn.
It was dark.
And we just went like episode through episode through episode.
Yeah.
But it was really fun.
It was fun. Yeah, it was
A little
super
crazy.
fun. A little crazy, but it was fun. Also, like, I just feel like everyone was, these 3 especially, were so brave and like they were signing up for something that I don't think they'd really quite done before. Like they did their own hair and makeup, they wore their own clothes, and like that's a lot to ask of someone. And I asked that of these people, and they did it for me.
Nice.
But
My
you know what was
mom
so exciting when you were like, wear your own clothes? Because I'm sorry, in TV you constantly are wearing
Everywhere.
ugly clothes.
Yup.
That you would never wear it.
Hey, people don't wear this.
Yeah.
And you try to make it your own in some way, but it's
and they're like, he's the cool guy in school, so he wears Converse
I'm
and a polo shirt. And you're like, oh. And so when you're like, you get to dress yourself, it's like, awesome. Let's all just like dress cool.
Yeah.
Although, don't you find there are certain things that you wore on the show that you almost could never wear again?
I didn't wear my clothes.
Oh, yeah,
I
you
wore,
did, 'cause you
I
were
wore the
sort of-
clothes of the character that it was based on in real
Yeah.
life.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
There
but
are
you-
certain things where I'm like, I can't
I would-
wear
yeah.
that again.
Yeah.
But because I'm so sick of it.
I wear the same shit I wear every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like that heart blouse that I wore, I was like, never again. It just makes me feel sad. I
Yeah.
can't do it. That's when I said I love you, and you didn't say I love you back.
No,
But I love you.
Aw.
You want another beer? That's what.
Well, not right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
That was a great scene. I was like,
Oh, well done.
I've been there.
God.
I like your Zit Remedy shirt, by the way.
Oh, I go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
really
awesome.
cool.
Way to rock the Canadian talent again.
That's what we do.
That's what you guys do.
It's kind of. Yeah. It is. It's kind of.
It's amazing.
Oh, I go. But yes, freaking, I loved your guys' scenes. Like everything you two have done together so far in the 4 episodes. It's
Thank
been
you.
really
It
good.
gets better.
Really.
There's 11, right? 11 episodes?
11, yeah.
Because each one of them, just, I can totally identify with Michael's character. I can totally identify with Lauren's character. I'm like, oh my god, this is which is really, it says a lot not only for the portrayals but the writing as well. That I'm just an average guy, but I'm hooked on the show now.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
cool.
that's
That's so
Yeah.
cool. That's so cool.
So I'm thinking, it's sounds like a girly show, and not in a
Yeah.
bad way, but
Yeah.
it sounds like it's
Mm,
fresh
sure.
in that way.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But I sat there and going, well, 1, I know Katie, but 2, this is really well written.
Yeah.
3,
It
it's
is.
so well acted. It looks so great. I love
The
how you use,
DPs and
it's
the camera guys were
gorgeous.
amazing, and my mom did a good job. They did an
Unbelievable.
amazing job. Also, like the lot, we had a really good editor, which really
Mhm.
helped the scripts. I think I learned a lot through this process,
Nice.
but thank God for our editor because it saved a lot of scenes that were like too long and that I made mistakes in. But
I think it was also like important that there was no trying to pretend like, oh yeah, we have $500,000 per episode.
Yeah.
Like embracing the budget you have because it's a messy summer.
Yeah.
It's young.
Right.
These are the youth of the 21st century where we all have our own cameras and there is this rough around the edges vibe to it. And I think quickly our performance kind of was also working in that it wasn't super polished and it was a little over top of each other and a bit rough. That made it all feel very real, and there's a slightly doc feel to it through like an artistic lens.
And that's so,
that I
like,
think
Mike
works
McLaughlin,
really well.
the director of photography, is
it was
like
amazing.
a freaking genius. He's so good.
Yeah, I love all the locations we've seen so far. Like the park, I'm like, I know where that is. I passed it every day. So like all these little things.
It's amazing what we got away with, like shooting where we were able to
had
shoot.
no permits for anything.
Oh, surprise!
We shot it like even like on the streetcar.
Yeah.
Like
One of my favorite
Great
stories
scenes.
is, so we shot
this
this
is-
scene in the
yeah,
back of the
that's a really
streetcar
good
where
one.
we like take our shirts off, and we managed to find
I
like
did
a
not pause that, just so
relative.
everybody knows I did not pause that.
We managed to find like a relatively empty streetcar
At
pretty
like
late
an
at
odd
night.
hour.
Yeah. So it was fine. We did it. It was like, no one really said anything.
We,
and then a
yeah,
couple
we
of
were
days
like, we were
later,
no one saw us. Yeah.
a couple of days later, we're shooting one of the bar scenes, and the extra who was there, who played the bartender, comes up to, I think it was to us, and he was like, were you guys filming on a streetcar the other day? Because, like, I swear I saw you take your shirts off. I was like, oh my God, Katie, I thought no one saw.
But what shocked me is like we actually thought no one saw us.
Yeah.
After we left,
We were wrong.
No one saw that girl. We are
Totally
good.
got away.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that was
but
amazing.
that was a really funny. Yeah, I forgot that story.
I remember jumping into a cab. I think we took a streetcar all the way to the West End with Mike.
Yeah.
And then we jumped into a cab just on a whim. And Mike was using, I think he was shooting on film actually.
Yeah.
And it was just so like in the moment, and it's like he just explored so much in terms of what he was trying to learn as a filmmaker as well. So it was like about him learning as much as we. It was all just so collaborative. I remember he was shooting us in the back of the cab, and for some of the cuts he used it, and he was using a cell phone with like an LED application in order to find the right light. It was just it was really interesting. It was fun, collaborative.
Yeah.
I love that, yeah.
I love that too.
I think it also had a real spirit of like we didn't know what we didn't know, and we also didn't know what we couldn't do.
Oh, totally.
So that really, I think, helped it a lot because like the director of photography is around our age, so it was a lot of like young people who
Nice.
had like big positions and were just like passionate and wanted to make something good, and there wasn't like a real restrictive mindset, and I think that was fun, way more fun than like regular shows.
When you're like decades and decades from now, when you're writing your autobiography, you should really say we didn't know what we couldn't do, because that's a good.
That's a really good line.
It's true. Yeah.
Katie Boland.
We didn't know.
Didn't know what we couldn't do.
For some reason, when
don't know.
when Mike
We
said
didn't- No, there was more to it. There was we didn't know what we didn't know.
Yeah,
we didn't know what we couldn't do.
Yeah. That's true, you guys.
It's
That's
totally
so true.
I'm sad about web series, because web series are just it's all trailblazing right now. It's
Yeah.
not even done.
Let's leave it for
We can do
now.
anything.
It's a tweet.
I mean, we've got friends who are shooting. There's Jason Lever who's doing Out with Dad,
Yeah.
which is a fantastic series.
Which is also in the Rain Dance London Web Fest that
Wait, you were nominated.
Yeah, we're nominated.
Yeah.
And then Guidestones,
Yeah.
set the tone. Our friend Mike Donis does Pete Winning and the Pirates. So
Yeah.
there's an audience for everything out there, and
Yeah.
but every one of them is a trailblazer doing filmmaking in their own way. And
Yeah.
it's great to see that you guys can get out there and do it too. Inspires me to do the same. Roll the film. So- It's coming. It's coming.
I hope so.
Oh, totally is. We've got interests.
Amazing.
But I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about you guys. 'Cause you guys are awesome. So, favorite story about Katie.
Oh my god.
I have
Favorite story about Katie that I can say right now.
You can say any.
No, I can't.
That sounds good.
Michael's gonna tell him.
Michael's got something from the Zach files or something, I'm sure.
Can I just say my favorite picture of Katie, because it always pops up? It's this picture of you as like, you probably Zach Files time, maybe a little bit earlier. You were wearing
It's like 8.
You are wearing a powder blue turtleneck, and you have giant balloons. I feel like Katie and I both, we used to work on shows with so many adorable boys, and we kind of developed a bit slower than some of the other girls.
So bad.
Sarah Gadden, Ashley Leggett, that we were working with, and then there was like Katie and I like looking like little 8-year-old boys.
Yeah, that's true. That's the truest.
And Katie has this photo where she took like giant pillows and stuffed her shirt, and she's just like posing.
Yeah.
It's the greatest photo ever.
And you know who took that photo is Arden, who is my
Really?
friend, who was a still photographer on Long Story Short.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Oh, cool.
We've been like lifelong friends. And she's
We need to
always
like
a
ding the
photographer.
photo in
Love
now.
that.
It's awesome.
Funny.
Trying to think of moments.
guys don't
There's
have to.
origins.
You guys don't have to say.
Katie
It's my
just.
19th birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, please don't tell that story. Michael, I'll actually kill you. Do not tell that story. Tell Lauren after, but don't tell her.
I want to know.
When-
What about even when we went to the July Talk concert
Oh my
while we were
God.
filming?
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that.
Long Story Short was a mess.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Katie said-
no. All these stories are too much.
It's not fair,
Okay.
guys.
So, Zach Files, Katie comes in the 3rd episode, and so in the first 2 episodes, the 3 of us guys have quickly become young chums, and we're doing this series, and it's all so exciting. And Katie comes in as this new girl, and she's already done a series. This is all of our first series. And we're like, who is she? What's up? MSN Messenger was huge at this time, and everybody is messaging, and then in the first week, I'm gonna broad strokes it.
Okay.
In the first week, I don't know, there's some miscommunication. I'm hearing from one of the guys that Katie has a crush on one of the other guys, but that he said this and she's saying this and says that I said this and this.
There was so much of this
There was
back
a
in
lot
the
of
day.
girl
And with
files,
the facelessness of the internet in its new form of being able to message each other, I go on this tirade to Katie. Who do you think you are? Blah, blah, blah. Saying some very unsavory things that no one should say on the
To a
internet.
12-year-old.
Well, I was 13. It's not like I was young, a 12-year-old.
At
And,
your current age.
and I'm like, offline. And then I get a knock on my bedroom door, and my parents come up, and they're like, we just spoke to Katie Boland's parents. And it was like, because this is the thing when your kid's on set, it's like school, and the parents called threatening Gail Harvey, who directed this show, who I've worked with a bunch of times since then. They were like, we will call the producers. Michael needs to apologize. Because I love that there's like, it's school and kids, but we'll call the producers.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, no. So Katie came in the set 2 days later. I profusely apologized, and then we became best pals on the set for the whole rest of the time.
And now we still are.
Yeah. No, as soon as that thing happened, then we like got over it within
We
a
like
day.
loved each other so much.
And then
As
you and
do
I
with your
spent the
12.
most amount of time together.
Yeah.
That's great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
there
my
you
mom
go.
was always a little present in my life.
Present.
Oh my god, I'm thinking of so many more stories now. like so many.
So good.
I feel. Whenever
Katie
I
introduced me to coffee
I
when
introduced
she
you to
was
coffee,
12, I was 13. And I was like, oh, I'm so tired. She's like, haven't you heard about coffee?
When did you start drinking coffee?
Age 8.
What?
Yeah, I know.
You
And
started drinking coffee at 8.
I'm not that.
I love you.
My growth isn't that stunted.
Yeah, I was like, I
Oh
tried
my
it,
God,
but
that's so
I
funny.
wish
tastes
I could have
horrible.
been that.
Sugar. Matcha. Pack it. Cream. Oh, yeah!
And now you drink so much coffee.
A ton of coffee.
So I'm a
Wow.
pusher man.
Thank you.
Pusher.
Wow.
Yeah.
Coffee's bad, I'm just saying.
Yeah, we love it.
Wow.
Okay, that's enough
insane.
embarrassing
That was-
stories about
So
myself.
Tom hasn't given one, though.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. The first, I don't know. I thought about that July Talk experience, but I think what's coming to the forefront is Katie just has this beautiful way of just having like a heart to heart, and then she's just so blunt. She's just so side-swipingly blunt sometimes. You're just like, but in the most endearing, passionate, kind, naive way. It's interesting. I don't know. I like that. I like that about your character.
Tommy and I have
Yeah.
always been like, I've always found it really easy to talk to Tommy in a very honest way.
Mm.
And I feel like we first became close when we were in LA, and we both were like, LA is so weird. We really loved each other, and that helped.
Yeah.
Totally. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Now,
Right with the endearingly blunt.
You can't even be angry at that kind
No,
of.
you can't.
No.
I recently screen grabbed a text conversation with Katie because I was like, this is priceless.
That was a funny
I'm like,
one.
I love you, Paula. You're so great, but you really need to stop with this, and you need to pick it up on this. I'm like, wow, right.
You're right.
Wow.
No.
No, okay, we are only 4 episodes in.
Mhm.
And it's 11 episodes altogether, yes. Now,
There's 92 episodes.
I'm sorry.
Maybe one day.
One day?
Maybe one
Well,
day.
which kind of
Would you
leads
keep
into this
watching
question.
if there
I'd
were
totally keep
92
watching.
episodes?
Sure, why not?
You would, yeah.
Just continue along the stories of our own lives.
Yeah. I mean, is there going to be a season 2? Is there going to be more? Are there more stories to tell from that terrible summer?
Yeah, I mean, I think that like our lives progress and the problems become different and bigger, but still, I think interesting. I definitely continued to make mistakes as I got older, so there's always drama in that. But I would like to do a season 2.
I could send you an email about some of mine if you.
Yeah,
definitely.
Tons of material.
I would love to do a season 2 if the same people could be involved and if we had a little bit more money.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
Format-wise, would it be picking up where you left off, and it's now September, or do you
What do you
want to
guys
keep the
think?
format? of
I think we
summer?
should go to India.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Everyone
This
knows
is the
that.
thing. I need to sit down and talk with everybody and be like, so where do you think it should go?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think because it'll probably be a while from now, I think
Yeah.
it would be cool if it did pick up where are these people at a year from where we last seen.
Yeah.
I don't like India because you 3 are gonna go to India and be like, girls, we have to go to India, and then Dave's just gonna show up like 3 days before you leave, and I'll just shoot all my stuff in Toronto.
Yeah, because we're going to India.
The
Yeah.
only reason I want to go to India is just to film in India, not
Yeah.
because it makes any logical sense.
Remember when they went to Sex and the City? Did they go to India?
Did they?
No, don't they go to Mumbai?
Mumbai.
No,
That's in
Abu
India.
Dhabi.
Abu
Abu
Dhabi.
Dhabi.
I don't know.
But that was a mistake. No one
Yeah, that was
liked
the second
movie.
movie.
No one watched
Right.
No
that.
one
Did
liked
you?
that movie.
Katie says it was a mistake.
It was.
I think it's one of those things that it's just kind of up in the air right now, and
Yeah.
you know,
Because also everyone is at a pretty pinnacle moment in their career, I think, being the ages that we are.
Mhm.
So you never know like what people's availability
That's
and stuff
true.
is going to be. But I would be I mean, it was so fun, and then just hanging out with everyone today, we had like it's so fun. So yes, I would like to. If not, long story short, season 2, I would love to do something else with this group of people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're creating every other minute anyway.
It seems that way, but it's not really true.
Yeah, I was with her this whole afternoon. She didn't create a day.
Just texted and tweeted.
she didn't actually write the novel either. It was,
Oh, wow.
There's a lot of downtime when you're an actress. You'd be surprised.
Well, you know what? I believe it. I mean,
But you probably use it the most proactively of anyone that I
I'm
know.
so
'Cause,
proud of
like
you. I'm
my
just thinking,
downtime,
like,
I'm
I'm so
certainly
proud
not
of
writing
you.
novels.
I think it's
So
because I
proud of
have
you.
an anxiety
Tweets,
disorder.
maybe. I have to tweet.
Yeah,
Like, I'm just so anxious.
I'm just so anxious that I have to do
I have to
something.
write,
I
yeah.
gotta do something.
Yeah.
All right, now we know you got like a number of little films coming up at TIFF.
2.
2.
Not a number.
Well, that is a number. That's 2.
Number 2. The number
That's
2.
Now, what
Yeah,
else
let's
is-
talk about what everyone
Yeah,
has
what
happening.
else has
Yeah.
everybody else got on the go?
Start over there.
Well, just this, it's so funny to think that I started after Long Story Short because it's become such a big part of my life now, but I'm hosting One Girl, Five Gays on MTV now. And,
Which is a monster hit, and she's a
Yeah, it's
everyone
super
loves her.
fun.
It's
It's like
hysterical.
nothing I've ever done before, being me on camera, you know, as opposed to hiding behind a character. But it's a show I really care about, and it's wild and fun, and I'm just having the time of my life. So that's been cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Let's watch that.
It's fucking hilarious.
It's a little dirty.
People say
It's not
shit
for
like
the
that.
faint of heart,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's
That's
fun.
not us.
Yeah.
We are not faint.
And of course, Michael has that huge, huge fan base from Bomb Girls, and of course, she did like what 6 episodes of Murdoch last season.
No, I just come back to Murdoch I went to Murdoch last year, and that just aired, and we'll see if I show up again.
Dun, dun.
Did you have fun?
They never found the body.
I don't know if I went back or not. And then we're doing the Bomb Girls movie in the fall, which is exciting, and we'll see what happens with that. I have no idea what the script is. And Sinbin, a movie I did ages ago, is finally coming out in October, so
What's
that's
it called?
exciting.
What's it called?
Sinbin, or I think it's called
And
The
it's
Adventures
so
in
good.
Sinbin now. Yeah, she
Oh,
saw
no,
a
it's
cut
It's
or
so good,
whatever.
and
Yeah.
Mike is so great in that.
It's sort of like Wes Anderson meets John Hughes,
Yeah,
which is I'm
It's
really
really
proud of
cool.
it. I love it. Yeah, doing that and making my own stuff, doing a lot of writing and
Nice.
getting a film together, and just finished shooting a short film last week, which Lauren was out there helping us on.
I was crewing.
In the trenches.
Long story
yeah.
short, it was good training for that.
Yeah.
I remember Lauren
It
held
was.
a bounce for once or twice.
Oh my god, I held a bounce in my roommate's bedroom.
Oh, yeah,
while
but Ben
you
and I were
and
doing a
he
sex
had a
scene.
sex scene, and I was just like,
Normal.
so I don't have to watch.
Yeah, we have multiple roles on Long Story.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, hey babe, do you want to wear this shirt in the scene?
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, do.
Tommy, what do you got?
I have The F Word is premiering on Saturday, I think. So that's exciting. Michael Dowse's new film.
Wicked.
So I have a little part in that, and also Jeremy Lalonde's short film called Out.
Saw it.
Boom, boom, boom. So that's
So
gonna
much
premiere.
fun.
to see it.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally fun.
I laughed a lot. Let's just put
I'll
that
see
out
it whenever you remember to bring
there. Shut up.
No, it's great. It's great.
It is.
Jeremy's
awesome.
so amazing. And I just finished a few other films, and I'm gonna start to work on Matt Austin's film called Pretend We're Kissing, which starts to shoot in beginning of October. So it'll be fun. Yeah.
So do you guys ever have like any downtime at all?
This
Yes.
is
Yeah,
this is
I
the
know
thing,
that
like Katie was
Yes.
saying. You can,
a surprising
you can
amount.
say a list of things and be like, all these
This,
things,
this,
and you're like,
this.
but literally you still have half of your year off.
Yeah, which is
Um,
crazy because also things shoot so quickly. So you do
Yeah.
a movie, you shoot
Yeah.
your role in like
Yeah.
6 to 10
And then
days.
you're done.
Yeah.
Especially now with budgets getting smaller and
Yeah.
things being able to be done easier, that you can shoot an entire feature in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And if you're a supporting role, you're maybe only there 6 days, 3 days.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like everyone here is sort of working on their own stuff and
Yeah.
trying to.
Mm-hmm.
Just to
Yeah,
fill the days.
Yeah.
Now, would you guys rather do a small budget film like that, or would you rather do something big?
We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah, it depends. I think.
hard to say.
But yeah, the three of us were talking about like I would absolutely do like these tip projects and stuff where you're working a lot but you're making a minimal amount, but the project or the role
The quality
is so
is, yeah.
fulfilling and you learn from it. And you want to be a part of those things. So it really has to do with that, I think.
That's fair.
Yeah, if I'm gonna do a piece of crap, you better write a check.
Yeah.
Basically.
What did you just say?
If I'm
Michael
gonna do a piece
Seater
of crap,
quote of
write
the
a
day.
check.
Right.
If you're gonna what?
If I'm gonna do a piece of crap,
Oh.
write a check.
Got
You
it.
know, like a
Sorry,
Michael Bay
first.
movie, rolling
Right.
over.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, if it's a really cool movie, then you do it for nothing.
Totally.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys have like a pet project somewhere down the line that you each want to foster and bring to life?
I don't want anything to be a pet project. I want everything to be a legit project that is gonna go places and be seen and do great things.
Good answer.
Sorry.
You just redeemed yourself with a crap comment. Good for you.
That's
Thanks.
good. That's yeah.
Yeah.
I want to start like developing TV shows for TV, like networks. And I want to find a Canadian novel to adapt that I can star in and maybe direct. But
Oh my god.
oh, do you?
I'm mine.
Oh yeah.
Female two-hander.
That's
Let's
really
talk.
Cool. Let's talk. Yeah, because it's hard to. I'm trying to read like everything I can, and I'm having a difficult time finding one that I think is like cinematic. But
Talk to my
tell
sister.
me it. Okay. Send me
Her book
anything.
came out. What was it?
Yeah, and it was really successful.
Above All Things.
Yeah. I would love to read
Which
that.
is-
What's it called?
Above All Things. Can't believe I'm plugging my sister's book on my show.
You should.
Yeah, you should. She's your
On the
sister.
show.
You must.
But yeah, it's all about George Mallory's Ascent of Everest.
Wow.
And it bounces between that and a day in the life of his wife, who's waiting for him at base camp.
Oh, cool.
Sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Sounds expensive to make.
Probably. A lot of green screen.
She's got a
probably.
producer hat on.
Period piece, mountains.
Yeah, that's true. Never mind.
Just CG.
Yeah.
CG.
Yeah.
CG the costumes.
Like, CG the actors
Yeah.
at this point.
It can be done.
Cartoons.
Slob off their heads and stick them on sticks.
Yeah.
Seriously.
You could do
But yeah,
stop
that's
motion
good.
with my Star Wars action figures.
That's
Yeah, that would be cool too.
This is how they walk
Yeah.
apparently in my world.
Developing TV series.
That's what I'd like to do.
You can do anything.
That's true.
We all
yeah.
can.
We all
Yeah.
can, yeah.
Yeah, you
That's
guys-
right.
And we don't know what we can't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's honestly a good attitude to have. Like that
Yeah.
attitude has
It is.
really
It's
served
perfect.
me.
There was this, I recently just watched this little, I don't know if you guys have seen that Will Smith collaboration, about just reaching your goals and just, you know, persevering.
No, I would-
He said this beautiful thing about this quote. I don't know if it was his. Yeah, when he was a young boy, just about patience and stuff, how we're so quick, like, well, this isn't when I start writing, and this short thing isn't working, or I'm going to film this, and, well, this doesn't work, and people get, what's the word? People get...
Exasperated?
Exasperated and impatient and just down on themselves and for not being able to produce immediately, when really...
And they abandon a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and it takes time. And so Will Smith was saying that his dad said to him when he was a young boy, you know, go build a wall, go build a brick wall. And the kids were like, we can't build a brick wall. And his father was just instilling in him that you lay one brick at a time. You're going to lay that brick the best possible way that you can lay that brick with the most commitment and integrity. And the next day, you work on the next brick, and then over time, you'll look and all of a sudden, you'll see a beautiful wall. But it takes time,
That's
you know?
beautiful.
Yeah, so thanks, Katie.
I would like to take that clip and send it to Oprah, and you will have your own show. In months.
That's really true, Tommy.
Yeah,
That's really
so
true.
it takes time, you know, so we can all do it. Yeah.
That's good.
Don't know, things take, especially in this industry, it
Yeah,
takes forever.
yeah.
Like
And in this country, right?
Yeah. I have a script I've been working on for 4 years, and now it's just getting to this like next level point that's like, whoa. And even if that goes as planned, it will still probably be another year or two before it really happens.
Yeah. Well, how often do we work on projects where we're introduced to them and then even a year, 2 years later, they're still not
Happening.
we're not on set.
Yeah.
I shot Simbin like 2-3 years ago,
Yeah, and just now it's...
and now it's coming out.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Or you do a film and you don't see it until 2 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's nice about short films is you can scrape them together in a couple
Boom.
months. And
Yeah.
And you feel like something.
6 months later, you've finally done your post. But at least it was all within a year
Yeah.
for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
When did you guys shoot Long Story Short?
About a year ago we started.
Yeah, like it was getting into fall.
It was getting into falls. When did we start? Probably like
September.
Fall for summer. That was fun.
fall for summer.
No budget.
And I was like, cool, you can fully see leaves on the ground in the shot, but whatever.
Yeah.
We had some breaks with us.
Yeah.
Tolo
YOLO.
now.
What is Tolo?
To only living once.
It's a classier
I
YOLO.
love it.
Yeah. To only living
And you won't
once.
get sued for it by our friend.
By
Yeah.
Tracy. Your friend. I'm just a fan. I'm actually
We
a
also
great
would never sue
fan.
anyone.
I'm such a
Didn't we
fan.
sue people?
Drake.
I think you might be suing some people. You won't sue me, though.
No.
Wow.
Nobody do it.
Can't do that. That is fantastic. I mean, I love that we had you guys in here to talk about this. It's an amazing show, Katie.
Thanks so
I'm
much for
loving
having
it.
us.
I love the fact that you guys have come out full force to support this thing. You guys gave your all for it. It looks gorgeous. Every one of you is fantastic.
Thanks for watching.
Thank
We
you.
seem like real friends.
Yeah, I mean, everything
we
is-
We
are.
are.
Just
We
like
are.
Yeah.
our
The
real
chemistry.
alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The chemistry just works so well on and off screen.
Oh.
I mean, obviously, have you seen the four of you today?
Thanks.
We love each other.
I just feel so bad. I mean, there's like the four of you are just so damn attractive, and I'm just. I am the oldest person in this room.
Barely.
Barely.
Part of me feels though, like I just want to reiterate, like I feel like I'm here to support the show and like I'm so pumped to be a part of it, but I would not be able to be here if it wasn't for all of the work that Katie put in. Like I seriously, like we got
We just showed
to
up.
we got to play. We showed up and played. Meanwhile, this brilliant woman constructed this, and so honestly, it's
Totally. Katie's awesome.
And my mom. Like,
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, but thank
no,
you. That's
you
so-
know what I
that's
mean.
really,
when I
really
speak
sweet.
of you, I speak of you, and your mother is.
Tommy, that's
one.
really
They are
sweet.
one.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but cool. But Chola.
But Tolo. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
That means a lot.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I can't think of a
I
better way to
know, it's
end
getting
that.
much.
Yeah.
Right there. So, Katie, thank you for coming in again. This is
Thank
like
you guys.
free for you.
Yeah, well, it's fun.
Well, and there was no drinks for you this time. That's weird.
Well, there was no homeless guy in the Starbucks.
Yeah, do you remember? You guys have moved up in the world.
We started
Look at
in
you now.
Starbucks.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they were non-alcoholic drinks. Oh, that's fine. We don't need those. It's cocktails.
But Tommy, thank you for coming.
Ah, thank you.
And let's get it out of the way. We'll do, in and out
oh.
because you're fantastic.
thank you.
Hilarious.
Thank you.
I'll love you too whenever I get to
I
Yeah.
get to see
You're
it.
so good. Lauren, thank you for coming in.
Thank you
It's
so
good to
much for
finally meet
having
you.
us.
You're just awesome on this show.
Thank you.
And Michael, it's always so good to see you. 'Cause
Thank you for having me again.
Yeah.
Much fun.
I mean, second time on the show.
Yeah. Likes to think I'm a regular now.
That's right.
You're regular. That's okay, yeah.
The third time
Yeah,
on,
we'll wait
you're supposed to get drinks, is what it is. So yeah.
Okay.
Lovely.
We've gotten some people
Check.
drunk on the show.
Coming next.
And then Lindsay Lewis behind the camera.
Yay, Lindsay! Our dear friend.
Who does not like to pay $3 for refunds?
No.
He hates it.
And Sue, good show as always.
Tim,
Thanks for
Thank you guys. You're
Yeah,
amazing.
thank you.
Oh, come
It's
on.
so casual. It's
So
like,
casual and fun.
Now
Yeah.
That's how we roll.
Yeah.
We got to leave work early.
That's right. That's one of the best parts. I was going to say the best part, but it wasn't. I got to
No,
sit next to
but one.
Katie.
Are you guys gonna hang out with Tiff and do a bunch of Tiff stuff? Yeah.
As much as we can, but
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, I
You have a
understand.
job.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me it was either Fan Expo or TIFF. And I
Right.
Fan Expo wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every
More
time for
access,
me.
probably.
I'm like, oh,
Yes, you're
you
always
love
there.
Fan Expo. Gotta be there.
But we got some great
comics.
interviews there, so
We did.
we got some fantastic interviews.
Lovely.
That's awesome.
Lovely.
But yeah.
And Carrie Fisher did the little cute pose with us.
Oh,
What
cool.
is like
Amazing.
Amazing.
Carrie Fisher did duck face with you?
Oh yeah.
That is.
Oh, there's a
That's
thing?
really cool.
Sounds like her kissy face.
What's the thing?
Well, she did a kiss face. That's like a duck face.
And you were wearing your Zit Remedy shirt,
I
which
was.
caught her attention as well,
'Cause
because
she
she didn't know
didn't
what the hell
understand
it was.
Ah.
That's
She's
really
not
cool.
Canadian.
Would have been more awesome if she did.
Yeah, I know.
Right? How awesome would that
Carrie
be?
Fisher knows what Degrassi is. That's insane.
I tweet Pat as the
She
phone
probably
number
does.
is.
Everyone knows what Degrassi is.
You just didn't get the reference
Right.
Thank you.
guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
So we'll come back for season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see you guys in 1 year.
So thanks for
right.
watching, folks, and we will see you next time, whenever that is. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you and good night.
Thank you.
Hooray!
Hooray!
You guys are so fantastic.
Yeah.
Me
I got
too.
a chain.